Okay, we've discussed some of the big issues facing Massachusetts and the nation, but it's important to shine a light on what's working and how to move forward in positive ways. You've taken part in some joy-spreading events in your district. What have you been up to?
Well, you know, I think in moments like this, it is especially important to center yourself and to ground yourself in your why. You know, why do you do this work anyway? Recently, I went to spend time with folks in Youth Build at the Youth Build organization in Roxbury, and that gave me great joy to be with these young people who are being exposed to career paths in construction and in design, to see the light behind their eyes. You know, I recently celebrated my birthday, which my mother, may she rest in peace and power, always said that birthdays are a victory. And so, you know, it's important to
I hear it was a fabulous
to celebrate
soiree.
those things. Yes, it was. It was. You know, spending time with my family. I think we have to be intentional in informing our joy, because this hostile Trump-Musk administration, they are coming for our rights, and we can't give them our joy too. And so that's important to fortify us in this work, to center and to ground us. And then, and something else I'll share that did give me a great deal of joy was that we were able to pass a postal naming measure in Congress. It was signed into law, one of the last things that President Biden did. And this will be the first federal building, post office, to bear the name of a member of the AAPI community in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Caroline Chang.
Caroline Chang. And it was incredible to partner on that with her family and with advocates in the community.
Now, you celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in Boston instead of attending the inauguration, which was on the same day. How ironic. How do you see King's message today? And what did it mean for you to be in the district?
Well, that gave me a lot of joy to be in beloved community, and the fact that the inauguration of Donald Trump was the same day as Dr. King's birthday was a painful contradiction. But I derive strength and inspiration and instruction from Dr. King's blueprint and the example of he and Coretta Scott King every single day. Dr. King said that organizing is our most powerful weapon. So that is certainly something top of mind for me. It's so important that we are organizing in this moment. And you know, he also told us that it's important to study the words of our oppressors closely to inform our strategy. So, yeah. So.
Yeah. I've heard so many people say in recent weeks, recent months, that they're just burned out, they're overwhelmed, they're tuning out. But what can individuals do to affect change in this political climate? What do you advise individuals to do?
Yeah. Well, again, taking it back to Dr. King, who posed that urgent question, where do we go from here, chaos or community? I think it's important to choose community. You know, people are looking for safe spaces. They are looking for places of refuge, but also people of conscience to do the work of organizing. And so what I would ask people to do is bring your gift to this, whatever it is. Some people are going to pick up a microphone. Some people are going to, you know, pick up a pen. Some people are going to pick up a paintbrush. Some people are going to pick up a hammer. Some people are going to lead the front lines of the resistance. And some people are going to pack a lunch for the people leading it. You know, everyone has a role to play. So I would ask people just to think about that. And don't allow yourselves to be overwhelmed and to buy into the narrative that there's nothing you can do. I don't want anyone to believe that the actions coming out of this hostile Trump-Musk administration, that these are inevitabilities. There are things that we can do, and just know that there is something that we can do every day. There's something that you can do every day, but take care of yourself as well.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. It is okay to rest. We can sleep in shifts. You know, everything is happening, and so we have to do everything. Everything is on the line, so we have to be willing to lay it all on the line. But this is a big movement. Everyone bring your respective gift to this fight, and rest is important, and being intentional about informing and the preservation of your joy. You cannot give them that too.
You won your election, your recent re-election by a landslide, but let's talk about a poll that you lost recently.
A poll that I lost?
Yes. Now, you and your husband,
we be talking about
Conan, love R&B music. True. And tell us, if you would, about the friendly competition that you have to spread the love.
Okay, well, You know, listen, it's very challenging because I love my work. It does take me away from my family. So when I come back from Washington Friday nights, we preserve date nights. We have for, you know, the 12 years that we've been married, and we have DJ competitions of R&B music. And so recently we put on our platforms our Valentine's Day playlist.
I think we got the playlist here. Let's see. Whose playlist are we looking at right now?
Okay, that's
this
mine.
was yours. Just give us a quick highlight of the playlist.
Okay, and there's Conan's.
There's Conan.
Now, I've been told he's edged me out by 1 or 2 votes, and the reason why is because he
Luther
had
Vandross.
Luther Vandross.
Okay.
And Anita Baker.
And Anita Baker.
But some people said they were really, you know, feeling my vibe because of Lauryn Hill and
Beyonce was on your list too.
Beyonce
Okay.
and Faith Evans.
All right.
You know, so
I love it.
it was
Spread
a great
the joy.
list. Yeah, check it out.
All
Check
right.
it out. Spread the joy,
Congresswoman
definitely.
Ayanna Pressley, thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you.
today.